Welcome to the Hank Cisco Show, ladies and gentlemen. Don't touch that remote. We got a great show here today. Got some good information. But before I start my show, I just want you to know that I'm on my way over here to Northtown High School to do this show. And I got to the corner of, I was going to go pick up some Philadelphia pretzels. And I stopped at the traffic light at the corner of Markley and Fernand Street. And a lady, I don't know, I don't want to say the lady driver, but there was a lady driving the car. The ladies are good drivers, so they have bus drivers and also women even fly airplanes. So, but I guess she wasn't looking and she smashed right in the back of my car. And I didn't feel anything, but I'm starting to feel a little bit now. My neck, I think when I leave here, I'll go see the doctor. And but I feel sorry for the lady. She was a little shook up. Nothing, her no facial hurt, but her hood and motor and everything was all jammed up, and my car's a little jammed up too. So, you know, but the show got to go on, okay? So if I make any fast moves over here, it's going to hurt. But I have two guests that I'm going to introduce a little later. But I just want to make a little announcement here on we're having on May the 21st. Right? We're going to have a walk in the park. And this is, I know I was one of the first ones to get involved in this thing. And one of the reasons why I got involved is that I was diagnosed with cancer, colon cancer and prostate cancer. So prostate cancer, they told me that they didn't have the machine. I forget that the machine has a big name. And but the only one that's in Philadelphia. But the Montgomery Hospital didn't have that machine. So they said, you want to go there because that new machine, it zeroes right in where the cancer is. And he said, but this one, to take a chance on hurting destroying some of the cells around them. So I said, look, if I'm going to die, I want to die in Norristown. So I did my treatment here, and I'm still living, and I'm 92, and I'm ready to get back in the ring. So I just want to flash this, and I have two people that are working, and that's Sarah Freeman and Lisa Borowski, and they're the ones that one's the left hook and the other's the right hand, and they're fighting to make this a great day, really. And you're going to hear more about it. I'm just flashing this to let you know that what it is. Because, you know, when you get cancer 2 different times, and now I got cancer, now they tell me that they give me a shot every 4 months, and they say that, it'll control it. So I'm just happy somebody up there likes me. But let's mark these dates, and you're going to meet the 2 women that are really helping out. And it's going to be right here at Northtown High School. And if you guys are not doing anything, you can stop over. All right, now, and what are you doing here? Huh?
Beach
What now? You're movie actors, right?
I'm a movie actor.
You're a movie actor.
Producer.
I'm a producer.
All right. What do you got up in the front burner? What's going on right
burner.
now?
Well, I got a movie, Jersey Justice. This is my.
That's a movie?
Yeah, that's a movie. It's on DVD.
You did this movie?
Yes, I wrote, produced, and directed that film. It's now coming out on DVD, and it's also out on streaming on Vimeo, so you can see this on Vimeo also. You can rent it for a couple of bucks. You can download it for a few more dollars, and you can own the DVD for like $10. Go to the movies. How much are you paying for the movies? $12, $13? This you can have.
I haven't been in the movies for a long time. I don't know.
Well, there are people out there, your audience, they go to the movies all the time.
Give my regards. Give my regards to Broadway. All right.
So
Now,
yeah, he's
all
you
right,
know
now your buddy here. Come on, tell me.
well he told me.
It's in the movie?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He actually has a part with an Emmy Award winning
What
actress.
part? What kind of part do you play?
I find a dead body in the alley.
There you go.
You what?
I find a dead body in the alley.
Oh, you found it.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
not the dead body.
No.
He
I
has
call
lines. He has
I-
lines in this.
I call 911.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. I tell you, I was going to be went to Rittenhouse Junior High School and they had a play, junior high school, and all I had to do was go out and say, "Here he is," and I got out there and I forgot my lines. Believe me, I'm telling you, I was so afraid. I went to a Catholic school too. When the nuns would talk, I was so afraid I couldn't, And then we had one sister. She was, oh my God, she had a backhand, left hook. She could like Muhammad Ali, Her name was Sister Mary Perpetual Pain. But now tell me more now. How many movies you been in?
I've been in 67 movies and major TV shows.
Yep.
And what kind of parts you play?
Well, sometimes
You
I'm
look like a tough guy, so most likely
sometimes I'm a mob guy. Boardwalk Empire was a Chicago mobster.
HBO.
HBO. I've been on The Sopranos, and I actually went to France. I think I told you this on your show before.
I don't remember. There was
Okay,
another audience here.
Yeah, I
forget. I'm a former boxer. I have a reason for being punchy.
Well,
go ahead.
I was lucky enough to get chosen by Luc Besson. He's the biggest producer in France. To play a mobster with Robert De Niro and Michelle Pfeiffer in the movie The Family. And they flew me over there for 8 days. I lived like a king in a castle.
Sure.
I saw all of Paris, Normandy,
Wow.
Versailles.
Well,
and,
you're going to do some of your talents over here in Northtown. We have a theater. We're talking about it, and it's Stan Husky. It's going to be at Monjuni tonight. He's got a meeting out of town, but he said he's going to try to make it in time. And then now, tell me more about this movie. Where did you shoot it? Where do you shoot this?
Well, we shot a lot of places, but we started shooting this movie about 10 years ago. It took about a year to finish shooting, another year to edit, and it went through the cycle to try and get distribution. I decided I'm going to be my own distributor. I'm going to put this movie out myself because you can do that these days. Filmmakers can put out their own movies, so it's more of a community thing. So we shot this film in a 22-day period out here in Montgomery County. We shot in Lansdale, Souderton. We went all the way out to the Reading Motorcycle Club in Oley, Pennsylvania. We used real bikers in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we had, this is the great thing about Philadelphia. And one of the actors in our movie is Johnny Williams, who was in Goodfellas, and he's a famous Italian actor from New York. And he said to me, here's the difference between Hollywood and coming out to Bucks County or out here in Montgomery County. In Hollywood, they stick their hand out, they want money.
Yeah.
Here, they stick their hand out, they want to bring you into their homes.
Yeah.
And that's the truth
different.
about
Yeah.
it's independent filmmaking is very much almost like community theater, but independent filmmaking is always been on the rise. And I depend on guys like Vince because I've done 4 projects with Vince. I did Jersey Justice with him. We did The Driver teaser.
What's that about? What do you mean, kind of justice?
It's a crime thriller. It's a classic 70s style shoot 'em up. We don't have that much action in it with guns, but we have a lot of fight sequences, and it's a story of a soccer mom from Doylestown whose son.
A soccer mom.
A soccer mom. She's a nice Christian lady. Her son goes over to Iraq to be a contractor. He doesn't come back.
Oh,
and
yeah, a lot of them
and then
didn't come
she's heartbroken, and then she goes.
Like take it from a true story.
Well, there was a guy named Nick Berg that was out of Delaware County that was originally at at Shock and Awe in 2003, was kidnapped from the streets of Iraq and beheaded in Fallujah. And it made the big news because his father came out and he was very much anti-war after that, and he kind of fought for him. So I wrote that sort of storyline in.
You wrote it.
Yeah,
Right.
a little bit. I said, I'm going to take that real story a little bit and put it in this film.
Yeah.
But the meat of the story takes place in Jersey, where after her husband is murdered, we've got a couple of murders, she's heartbroken, and then she goes crazy. And she goes after the people that murdered her husband.
Wow.
So it takes place over a 24-hour period.
Revenge.
That's what I wanted to make.
And she gets it.
Oh, that means revenge.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's vendetta, And here's the thing about this movie. It's a low-budget film, but we got a lot of high-caliber actors in it. We got people from The Wire, the television show The Wire. We got Chris Mann. We have Bo Svensson from Walking Tall. This guy's a international movie star of the 70s. I called him up. I said, can you come out for a day? We're going to film some scenes with you. He played this great role of a Texan contractor, and he was great in it. He plays one of our villains. We had like 3 or 4 villains in this movie. But making this movie was a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, well, now you got these actors.
Yes.
How do you remember your lines? Is there a cut? I guess there's a lot of, you know.
You prepare. You got to rehearse. You rehearse. We rehearsed a couple of days, but I give the script to an actor and I say, go home, do this with your husband or your daughter,
Right.
come back, know the lines. Now these actors, Blanche Baker, she comes from a pedigree of New York stage people. Her mother is Carol Baker, the legendary actress from the 60s. Her father was in his name was Jack Garfien, was this great director. So she came aboard. She's already won an Emmy. She was in 16 Candles with Molly Ringwald, played the sister in that, and she's such a terrific actress. She had been out of the business for 15 years. She says,
Wow.
I got to raise my family.
Yeah.
I sent out some emails to say, I'm looking for an actress to fit this role. She sends me an email. I said, I know this woman. She can't get a job. She's terrific. Yeah, so, yeah, she was great in it. And
Well,
she,
you know, Rocky, I see you had a thing there with
Oh.
Rocky. When he did his, they did the show in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
What they call it, the preview or so.
yeah, the
Premiere.
premieres.
And the premiere. And I was with the County Detectives, and Fran Letter was involved with the PAL in Philly. So
Yeah.
PAL was invited to this premiere, and
Yeah.
they're going to on the steps of the museum.
The museum, yeah.
So all right, I took a camera with me, and I took a guy with me, you know, and so here I'm with Sylvester Stallone, you know, and the girl that plays his girlfriend and later wife, you know. I said, so, and then they could talk, and then from
Yeah.
there they went to the Boyd Theater for the movie. But I told my buddy, I said, here, take a picture with, you know. So I'm standing there with Sylvester Stallone, you know. I never met. I said, oh my God, he made about Rocky, and I'm a former professional boxer. I said, oh my God, you know. So this guy's taking a picture. He going like that. Yeah. He was so excited. He took a picture of his eye. He had the camera backwards. I said, where's the picture? He said, there, I got my eye. So I never got a picture with him, you know. But I was refereeing a fight in the Spectre one time,
Yeah.
and he come in ringside, and you could hear the crowd roar, you know.
Yeah.
Another time I was refereeing a fight, and Muhammad Ali comes in, and the place goes wild, you know. So, you know, these celebrities, there's certain guys that have that charisma
Yes.
that they walk into a room. I know I was with Frank Rizzo when he would come in the room. Somebody would say, we go to Palumbo's or something. Frank Rizzo's downstairs, you know, boom, you know. And, you know, certainly, when I was a policeman in Norristown, I escorted Kennedy in Norristown. They went to Roosevelt Field with the police car. But there's certain people that they walk into a room and they make it explode.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing with some movie actors involved. So now, why do you pick it? You always like a gangster or a police commissioner, police officer, you know?
I don't pick the role. That's really up to the directors
Yep.
and the casting people. They pick
Well, how
what-
did you get involved? How did, you know?
Well-
you know, what's her name? Lana Turner. She was a waitress in the luncheonette. So
Yep.
they found her. Where'd they find you?
Well, they found me on the boardwalk in Atlantic City, coming out of a casino.
That's true.
True story, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and it just snowballed from there, Hank.
Well, I usually hire. I work 4 projects, and I usually hire them. I did a television show called Wine 'em and Dine 'em with Chef Louis. I produced this half-hour kind of. It's Lou Desiato's a restaurateur, and he's a winemaker. So I said, I'm going to do this live TV show. Little scripted here, not that much. First guy I called up was Vince, and I said, I got a role for you. He says, oh, good, send over a script. I got no script. I said, you're going to sit next to him. You're going to be a paisan. You're just going to be, and he was the best thing in the whole show because everybody got to work off of him. Like I'm working off of you now. It's a give and take, and this guy is terrific live.
Yeah.
And you can see that on Vimeo also. That's Wine 'em and Dine with Chef Louis. Too.
Well, look, how do you decide what story you want to tell on film? How do you come around on that?
Well, since this was my first movie, I wanted to do something that I loved. I love those those movies in the 70s there was a movie called Rolling Thunder that I loved that was a revenge movie. I had originally written this for a man to star in it, and I wrote another script. I said, I got to have a woman star in this because it makes it funnier and weirder and a little down the road. You know, people look at it and go. And when we screen the movie, I've screened this movie 13, 14 times. The reaction from the audience, particularly the ladies, they love that character. And we have the supporting characters that are women. So I have this man movie, but starring a woman, and it, for some reason, it has more appeal. And otherwise, it would have came off a little less generic, or a little bit generic, like everybody's done this before. I want to do something that never did it before.
What is your role as a director?
All right, direct. Well, I had many roles. I was a chief cook and bottle washer, the whole thing. This is my first film I directed, so I never did it before. Smartest thing I ever did was I got a guy who was my cameraman, 30 years in the business.
Oh, that's it.
Who's been,
You surround yourself with good people.
Indeed, that's what you have to do, and you have to surround yourself with the local people because it's a drive away. They don't live out in Hollywood. So I got a guy in the business, Abe Holtz. I'm sitting there kind of scared, but I knew what I wanted to do. I didn't know technically how to direct, but I knew what I wanted, so I would communicate that with my DP and my producers, and I'd draw little pictures and I'd put them up. So directing is directing actors and making sure the shot is the way you want it, where I have to depend on other people to make sure that shot works.
In other words, there's so many things, the position,
Yes.
lighting,
Yes.
you know,
Everything. I mean, don't look around here. I see the young people here.
Yeah.
And those are the people that, in the future, those are the people that we'd be hiring because they'll know what to do, you know. And I had to learn, the writing aspect took about 4 months. I had a good script. People loved the script. Then the lead up to producing, you have to set things up. That's hard work because you got to, where are you going to film this? You got to film it in a restaurant. You got to film it here in Atlantic City. Where are you going to go? Well, we went down to Ocean City. And then we just took some other shots of Atlantic City and said, Atlantic City, from different perspectives. But when on film, it looks like you're filming in Atlantic City. So you take B-roll and you do stuff like that. So that's the director's job, is to make sure that you make sure everything is right on screen.
I can interject something right
Yeah.
there. The movie Invincible with Vince Papale.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's football
We-
player for the Eagles.
We spent 5 days on the fumble. You know how much money that cost on the fumble? They would have been
Where?
happy.
On the
Oh,
what?
the fumble. When he fumbles the ball, picks
Oh.
up and goes in the end zone. I'm a cameraman in the end zone.
Where'd they film that, by the way? That was at
Franklin Field.
Franklin Field. Okay.
Now, that fumble would have looked good no matter where they did it from. They shot it from the top of the stadium. They shot it from the field. The guy running there, they shot it from the side. I don't understand what this director was looking for.
Oh.
But after 5 days, he got the fumble. That was a lot of money.
Doing over and over.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't mind because I was getting paid.
Yeah.
I thought it was overkill.
Yeah. Well, all right, now, if you had the opportunity, who would you want to make a movie about?
Who would I love to make a movie about?
Yeah. A celebrity or politician or...
I wrote a script called it's called American Maniac, and it's based on a real character. The guy was in Rocky. His name is Joe Spinell. He's an actor, and I wanted to do sort of a raging bull of actors, of character
Raging
actors.
Bull with...
Yeah, and the true story of Spinell was he's the guy that discovered Rocky. He's the guy that discovered Stallone. Stallone was out in L.A. walking around trying to get work, and Spinell would always get jobs in movies and little roles. He was in The Godfather. He was in The Godfather 2. Yeah. So Stallone is on walking up and down going, I need to get a better part. And I got this script I got to get out there. It's called Rocky, and I got to get it to the right person. So Spinell pulled money out of his pocket, and he goes, feed your family, put gas in the car, do what you can do, and I'll get you in the door to whoever you need to do it. Spinell was instrumental to make sure that Rocky was made. And then Stallone gave him a role as Gazzo, the numbers guy, in the movie, and then worked on 5 movies with Stallone, 5, and he was a good friend of his. And then he went on to become he took care of him. So I wrote that script, and I hope to get that produced, but I got a lot of channels to go through with that. I got to go legally. I have to get permission. You know. Yeah. I would love to do that. Now I see Frank Rizzo here. They should make a movie.
Frank Rizzo, that's the one.
They should make a movie about that man, because that would be.
I have a lot to do with him.
Yeah.
You know, great.
That would be
In fact,
something
I
I'd-
was one of his pallbearers, and you know, he used to call my wife. You know, my wife passed away this past October, and he used to call sometime at night, and my
Yeah.
wife would answer the phone. Where's that Cisco? and where's that husband of yours? You know, and that's all right, hello, Mayor. I always say that's Mayor. You know.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna tell you a joke. He tells me a joke. It's, you know, not dirty, just you know. I says, Frank, I told you that joke last week. And you know, but he was always wanting to help somebody. Like
Yeah.
if you get to read the book of Rizzo book, Sal Palantonio wrote the book,
Yes.
and he called me. He says, I've been interviewing about 50, 60 people, and they all says, talk to Cisco. He says he knows Rizzo in a different way, which he did, you know, and I'm in the book, and he gives me credit for him coming back to run again. And I'm sorry that he did, because he wasn't well. He never should have ran, you know. But that's the way he wanted to go. That's the way he went.
Oh yeah.
But now if you had your who would you want to? What part would you want to play? Hank
part?
Cisco?
Hank Cisco. That would be the best thing. Professional boxer, came a policeman, detective, radio
Yeah.
show. You got it all, Hank. Who wouldn't want to play you?
That's a good resume.
Like working the. What's it like? You work with what's his name?
Robert De Niro.
Guy. What was it like? What kind of guy? He seems like a down to earth guy.
Robert De Niro is so mellowed out now. He's like my uncle. And I was at a party with him, interacting with him over there in France. And it was just like you and I talking.
Yeah.
No different, no stardom. You know, you can't
Yeah.
talk to me. And he's a real good guy. I
You
did
know-
3
you know-
movies with him.
You know who's a guy I like to meet and interview is what's his name? Joey, the guy that plays in Cousin Vinny.
Oh, Joe Pesci.
Joe
Yeah.
Pesci.
It was his birthday
I
yesterday.
think that is the funniest movie. Well, maybe
Oh.
because I was a former policeman, I've been in the court and here the judge and all that there. But that is a funny movie.
I did the My Cousin Vinny movie years before it was made in real life. I had to go to court in Norristown to defend myself on a gun charge, trumped up charge.
Because we're on that.
Honest to God, it's a funny story. I wish I had the transcript. But I did what Joe Pesci did by myself, and I won the case in Norristown, but I don't have the transcripts.
They probably buried him somewhere.
They probably
Yeah,
did.
we don't want to know about this guy.
So when you were in France, how did people treat you?
They treated us real good. I'll tell you what, the French girls loved American actors.
Yeah.
They treated us like kings, you know. And we were put up in a castle in Gassé, France. And I was watching a war movie ending one day. I think it was the longest day.
Yeah.
And they had a big map. The Germans were burning, and I seen Gassé written right across the front. Okay. So we were in a castle in Gassé, France. So after we're done shooting, they told us, you're going to be here for 5 more days. Go do what you want. They gave us €300, which was like $450, and said, go do what you want. So me and a couple of sopranos took a train into Paris. Then we took subways. We did everything in Paris you could possibly do, which is 2.5 hours away from where we were staying in Gassé, France. When we were finishing our dinner, 9:30 at night in Paris, Luke sent a limo for us and drove us 2.5 hours back to Gassé to our castle. That was a heck of a nice thing to do, because getting
nice,
subways that time of the night, it would have been miserable.
He's the biggest film
How long
producer.
ago was that? About
2012, and the
well,
movie came out in
not too long
2013.
ago.
Yeah.
No, yeah. You know, they're talking about boxing, and I fought amateur, professional. I
Yeah.
refereed Joe Frazier's fight, quite a few celebrity fights. I've been on CBS and NBC, and so the time came to draft.
Yeah.
Draft board. I had to go to draft. I go there, ride all the way up to Allentown to get in, and I got turned down, perforated eardrums, and a bunion, and
Lucky you.
bunion, you know. Well, they were taking the cream of the crop. They wanted the best. They didn't want guys in sick leave. So,
Yeah.
so on examination, we went up in a train trolley up to P&W, and they had a crap game in the back of the thing. I won $14 on the way up. So then next thing you know, So I got rejected, 4F. So, oh boy, I tell you, that's, and when you're 4F, and you want to go out on a date, a girl asks you, well, why aren't you in the Army? Well, they figure something wrong. Look, perforated eardrum and like, but so I got in the amateurs, the Golden Gloves. Yep. I went all the way to the finals, Yeah. I got to the finals. The Philadelphia Daily News put pictures of all the guys in the finals. Hank Cisco sitting. Boom. So I knocked the guy down, and he knocked me down, and they give the fight to him. I won the fight, I thought, but
Yeah.
2 weeks later, I get a call from the draft board. Cisco, I want to see you. Yeah. Is that you? Yeah. Well, if you can fight in a ring, you can fight in the Army. Next thing you know, I'm on the train down to Cape Wheeler, So it's a great experience, though, and being a policeman, being a boxer. Now, in this TV, when I went to, like I said, when I went to school, I was so bashful I couldn't get up and talk. And here I am, and when I was with the police department, getting in talk with the school kids, giving the safety things,
Oh, yeah.
So I guess it's like that with an actor. He gets into different roles. You have to go into that role.
I studied a role for 2 days once, okay? And I went down to do this movie. They never made the movie. It was actually called The Family, and it was a black family, black mafia. So they tell me to do my part, and in comes this pretty girl with a low-cut blouse, and she jumps up next to me, and I went, blah, blah, blah. I didn't even remember my words. And, that's the truth.
Well,
my wife always laughs about that.
I don't know. You get some of the. I was watching that. I was watching the what do they call it? The Super Bowl, and that girl doing all that fancy dancing in there. I didn't like that. She was a little bit of anti-police officer, and I didn't think that was right. I think that should be football. And you want to go in with theater, I'll go to a theater. If I want to see a football game, I'll go to a football game.
Right.
All right, I got 30 seconds. What else you want to tell me about this?
I said it's on.
I want to buy one. Where do I go?
You go to Amazon.com if you want that DVD.
Go slow.
Amazon.com. You could just type in Jersey Justice, and you can pick up a DVD on Amazon.com. Costs you $10, a couple of bucks to ship it to you. And also, you can see it on Vimeo, which is a streaming service on your computer. You can download it to rent. You can download to buy.
All right.
Good movie. I enjoyed it.
What do you got lined up? Anything?
I'm doing some of these House of Cards on Netflix.
Yeah.
With Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, some of our actors
All
are
right.
on that.
May the 21st, The Walk. On to victory. Maybe if you guys are not doing anything, you come over there.
We
I
will
will.
be there.
I told my two hit girls, Sarah and Lisa, that we're going to have 2 movie actors there. Okay. All right. And what did I say?
May 21st.
May 21st, right?
That's right.
And I
Morristown
understand.
High School.
They tell me not only can you walk, but you can run too.
Oh, okay.
What is it? Run, Forrest, run. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for allowing us to come in to your home. And my buddies here, they're going to come to one of them going to come. The other guy got something else to do. But I want to thank Einstein Hospital and Sarah and Lisa for coming over here. And they're going to be on the show a little later. They're in the audience right now. And they're practicing, rehearsing their lines. And so, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, and may God bless each and every one of you. Vince
Thank you.
and
John.
Rod, thank you so
Johnny.
much. Keep bobbing the weave, left hand high, stick and move, and keep your trunk.